touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop bleeding! Stop bleeding! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
We are welcome to this 5A state quarterfinal matchup. Huskies in the white receiving on the opening kickoff up the middle of barely to half. Andover on their first possession will take their first run from the offense at their own 37-yard line. The Huskies come in with a record of 10-0, led by head coach Tom DeVellis. These Huskies have had punch in that first quarter, outscoring their opponents 156-26. But this, a different. Good news is the Huskies did stop a touchdown, prevent that, but they did surrender the first down. So first and goal now for the Royals on the move. Royals with a mark of 9-1 on the season. Their lone loss that third week of the season to Andover. receivers move both right to left. A handoff here, trying to pop and find a hole, and they're in for the touchdown to Rogers. Royals jump up 6-0 here in the first on their initial possession. They cash in on a turnover, move about 45 yards on about 4 plays, and punch it in on a 1-yard run, and have taken the early lead. Here in the quarterfinals in a snow field, turfed field. The snap, the kick is good right up the middle. So Rogers on the board first, now the first meeting between these two teams, and again, there's always that difference play between these two squads, any squad, when it comes to postseason play and playoff action. But the Huskies jumped out to a 14-0 lead in their first visit. That was a pick 6. Huskies took to the end zone. Knox for an early 7-0 lead, and then Audette on a long touchdown pass. Put the Huskies up 14-0. And this one, just a little different story as the Huskies trying to get their feet underneath them. As the first snowfall of the season in the North Metro has decided to make its presence known on the Saturday night quarterfinals. High school football, the winner of this game will advance to the bank, the U.S. Bank, to play in the semifinals. They will take on Mankato West, who defeated St. Thomas Academy 21-14 earlier. A game that took place earlier on this field as well today. Robbinsdale Cooper. They defeated Alexandria by a score of 21-7. I'm Joe Rulin along with the QCTV crew. Initially set with the full broadcast, but we've had some electrical and equipment issues as well, so we've gone to the one shoot. Pete Hayes is down below, is going to join. Here's a chance to try to find and hit that gap hard was Wheeler, but to no avail. Rogers, a couple of very solid linebackers to keep your eye on here throughout. Jerziski is one of those, and along with Kyle Jackson. Snap, holding on to this is DeValis. DeValis maybe gets a yard. Just, it's one of those nights where it seems like you got to be moving straight ahead if you're trying to make any cuts whatsoever. It's going to have to be done tenderly. So the Huskies face a third down situation. This their second possession. The first ended up interception. Velis wants to air this out, but well underthrown that time to Musungu. And these weather conditions are really going to change game plans for both of these squads across. Let's see what Rogers can do on this punt return. Punt returns as well, a very difficult component. Huskies came into this game outscoring their opponents 423-155 on the season. That first quarter, they have outscored their opponents 153-26. So far, Rogers, 7-0 lead. Here comes the snap, a good looking punt for Andover. It'll bounce to about the 45-yard line. As you can tell, they have been trying to clear the yard markers and the yard lines here diligently, and at the start of the game, and then I know they'll be doing it during quarter breaks as well. Well, thanks for joining us in this QCTV sports presentation, and we have the Roger Royals moving left to right into blue. This is the quarterfinals. Boys football standoff here between the Rogers team that took a 42-10 loss to Andover earlier this season. So you'll see Powell get a lot of those carries. Powell took over a lot of the carries once Caden Carlson went down in the Andover game earlier this season. In fact, he tore his small intestine during the Andover game, but before he was injured, he rushed for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He left at halftime. Handoff up the middle. The Huskies are stuffing that. By Lasik, the quarterback, heads over to the coach, gets his signals, gets the instructions, and ready to go. This will be 3rd and long. I got to think many of these situations here are going to be 4-down territories. This just 3rd and 4 for Rogers. A team that predominantly will run 2/3 of the time. Ilasic hands this off up the middle, breaking 1, 2, and a 3rd tackle and a lunge for the first down by Powell. Knox comes up. First down for Rogers. They are at the Andover 44-yard line. This their second possession. They cashed in, went about 45 yards after the interception on the first drive. Quick gutter up the middle. There's Powell once again. And Powell bangs his way ahead for a pickup of 16 and another Rogers first down. Rogers continues up the move. On a night like this, they're going with those quick hitters right up the middle. It's a trap, but nonetheless, it requires very little footing or adjustment. This one to the off the guard and the tackle, plowing ahead there. Number 6 on that play.
Number 7, Chase Pemberton, the tackle for Andover.
That's Kanzler. Watch out for this Kanzler. Owen Kanzler. He can run the ball. He can receive it. He's returned a punt. He's returned a kickoff. And defensively, he's a quarterback of the defensive backs and runs the show back there. Just an overall good athlete. Pemberton on the tackle there for the Huskies. Leaves a 2nd and 5. There goes Powell again, plowing his way ahead for 7 yards and another Rogers first down. They are finding a location on that left side where they are getting consistently 6 to 7 yard plunges. Five minutes, 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Rogers, the 7-0 lead on the move. At about the 15, they'll take a snap, a handoff. Everything has been between pretty much the guards at the most part, but in between the guards, the tackles in the most part, but you're seeing a lot of activity just over the guards as well for Rogers. Not much of a gain there, just one. Setting up in motion. Gansler, they'll hand it off to him. He'll try to get around the end. Nice tackle. And squared off. He picks up about 3 on the play. That's Owen Kanzler. This will lead 3rd and about 5. Just under 4 minutes to go this opening quarter. Rogers facing a 3rd and 5. They are already down to the Huskies 13. Another handoff right up the middle. Huskies jam it up the middle right there and cannot make any progress. I believe that might have been Powell. That was Kanzler on that carry. So, good stance. They're going to try the field goal on a slick turf where the snow is accumulated. Close to probably about an inch already on the field. This will be about a 25-yard field goal attempt. The snap, the spot, the kick. We got a penalty flag. We are going to have a illegal procedure against Rogers. That kick would have been good from 40. The kicker for this Rogers squad, when he wasn't playing football, he was on the Rogers soccer team. He'd finish up soccer practices or run between, no pun intended, between soccer and football, but he has been a very impressive kicker thus far. That's Dylan Honnell. They move it back 5. This looks to be about a 30-yard attempt for the Rogers. The snap, the spot, the kick, diving across, and this is no good. They may have gotten a piece. That might have been Knox who flew in there, and Weston Knox fuels the energy. He did it last game against Rogers, took one back on a 70-yard pick 6, and he got a hand on that one. And the Huskies are going to take over at, see where they're going to mark it. It should be the 20-yard line. It is. All right, another chance. The Huskies are able to avoid further deficit here. The defense makes a stance, and then special teams, Knox comes up and gets a hand to deflect the field goal attempt. Huskies come back out. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. DeVellis takes the snap. He fakes the handoff. He goes right up the middle. Here goes DeVellis. Punks in ahead for 15 yards and a Huskies first down. I think they've kind of got that mojo going where they figured we can't do a whole lot of cutting across the grain. And he faked the handoff to Wheeler and just burst and run across. The first down of the game here for Andover, 2:45 to go. This goes to Wheeler. He eludes 1 tackle. Now a second, continues his way ahead and picks up 6 on the play. And today's one of those days you got to be careful when you're trying to extend a play that somebody's going to punch it out or it just falls out. This would be my 3rd football game today, and numerous fumbles in each of the games previous. Take the handoff. DeVellis moves his way ahead. He faked it to Wheeler. He picked up maybe a yard, and that'll leave a 3rd and about 4 now for Andover. 2:05 to go here in the first quarter. 3 receivers to the left for Andover. Musungu all along to the right. Moving from left to right, pistol formation. Snap back to DeVellis. He's going to try to get it out to a wideout. Nice catch here, and unable to move beyond it. Covered after a pickup of 1. Good hands and a good throw. Evan Kalmus, who's a pure rocket once he gets into that open, displayed some great hands, but just trying to cut back. The footing is, well, minimal, if anything, with any of these. Anyone who's trying to move other than straight ahead will have a difficult time with their footing. Rogers comes after the punt. Oh, good high punt, gets the bounce. Rogers, Dantzler there is going to stay far away from that. So now the Rogers will get their 3rd possession. in the opening period. They are up by a score of 7-0. This their worst field possession of the game. They started on the 45, the Husky 45, after the interception and took it in for the touchdown. Their next possession started at their own 45. This one is at their 20. Handoff right up the middle, plugging it up and pulling it down. There's nice Angel right there with a nice tackle. Angel, one of the leading tacklers on the squad, a middle linebacker. And you can see the Huskies making the adjustment, realizing the chance for this Rogers offense to try to go wide is going to be suspect because of the footing. So the battle's going to probably be won between the tackles. 2nd and 7 now for the Rogers. A pitch, they try to go wide and they cut back. Able to get some footing that time, I believe it was Powell. Eppenberger makes that tackle for Andover. That time, the Rogers running back was able to plant that foot and cut straight up the field and get a burst there, enough for the first down. He picked up 7, he just needed 6, and we are at the end of this first quarter. This is the Class 5A quarterfinal playoff on QCTV. Rogers has a 7-0 lead over the Andover Huskies. Will return for the second quarter in just a moment. Just so you guys know, the cameramen cannot hear anyone talking in their headset. Welcome back as we begin the second quarter from Osseo High School. Trying to get wide and extend the play there, Rogers, but unable to do substantial damage, and the Huskies hold the Rogers on that rush to just a yard. Night like this, you're going to see a lot of these cornerbacks getting involved, and that's okay because Binstock and Knox are certainly strong tacklers. Rogers has yet to attempt a pass as we begin the second quarter. They have the 7-0 lead, and they face right now a 2nd and 8. By Isaac. Hands off right up the middle, and the Huskies stop Powell and the Roger Royals for a loss on that play. Some great adjustments defensively for this Husky squad. And their defensive season as well as their offensive, both tremendous. Huskies can certainly force those sacks, 21 on the season, 13 interceptions. They've also forced 14 fumbles. This is 3rd and 10. We'll see what kind of a pass play they have going here. They're going to try to air it out and go deep, and they got it to Kanzler. Kanzler to the 20, to the 10. He gets behind, and a touchdown for Rogers. That was a perfect strike to Kanzler. Owen Kanzler on about a 70-yard strike on an out pattern And the pass by Vilasic was spot on, right in the radius, right between the numbers. And Cantler's got that speed to explode, and he did. He went to the house. Coverage-wise, I don't think they had a corner on him. He came from more of a slot. The snap, the smat, and the kick is good. 14-0 lead early here in the second quarter. And the Rogers Royals squad has come ready to play in these near blizzard conditions. Huskies had them stopped on that running game, but the quarterback for Rogers was able to just get enough space to step into that throw and catch it to Cantler, who went 70 yards. That, again, that first pass play of the game for Rogers, and it connects for a touchdown. Well, the good news for the Huskies, they have a lot of the game ahead of them. And this is a team that can put up some points in a hurry. Huskies on the season averaging 187 yards passing and 195 yards rushing. 32 touchdowns have come on the ground for Andover, 24 in the air. Rogers on this kickoff. It skips and may go. It's out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty against Rogers. It went out just before the cone. Just before the pylon. So that'll move the possession up to about the 35. Well, the Huskies have had some time to strategize and look at some avenues. This is a team that can strike in a hurry. First possession of the second quarter, DeVellis looks like he wants to hold on to it and power his way. He's a big fella. On the season, DeVellis' best day was about a 268 throwing performance, 5 TDs versus Coon Rapids, but he's had numerous games of 250 and 260 yards throwing. He can also run as well. Dropping it back and then a screen ahead. Here's a chance. Making one tackle, continuing ahead, and Kalmus almost takes that to the house with his speed. Some good blocks, good hands by Kalmus. This weather to come down with it. First down here for the Huskies. They're at the 50-yard line and on the move. Handoff. Nope, it'll held onto it as DeVellis. He tries to take it right back up the middle, but they were tracking Wheeler, who he had the fake to, and he picks up about a yard before he takes a pop in the abdomen. 9 minutes, 30 seconds. We are in the second quarter of this to 5, Class 5A quarterfinal. All the other quarterfinal matchups have been decided. Tried to redirect to Wheeler. Wheeler finds his way. He's so strong and breaks those tackles. And right now he tries to break him, and it's on ice as he's trying to get his footing behind him. So maybe a pickup of 2. Chance here. I got to think this is a chance where either Huskies may look for going this in 4 downs. 3rd and 8. And Rogers jumps offside. Boy, that's a huge mistake, because it now brings up a 3rd and 3 versus a 3rd and 8. Huskies are so good at taking advantage of these components. And right now, Rogers has the momentum, but the Huskies have a chance to get Mo on their side on this drive. 8:35 to go, second quarter. 14-0 lead. Rogers, DeVellis says, I'm just going to keep it. He does, powers ahead, secures the ball, and has a first down and a yard for a bonus. Huskies starting to flex that muscle and finding some strategic plays that'll work best in these snowy conditions. On the move. First down now for Andover. They are in Rogers territory. First time. They look for another screen. That time, a couple of blitzers coming right up the middle, and they were fortunate that was not intercepted. Rogers had that measured. Coming in on that blitz was Jezierski and also Kyle Jackson. 2nd and 10. 3-step drop. They want to go deep. They're going to try to go deep, overthrowing. And there's a penalty flag being tossed right now on Rogers as the wide receiver, Colmus, they've been going his way a lot here in the first half. He tried to get around the defense, and defense had him hooked. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. That 15-yarder will spot the ball at the 25-yard line. Andover on the move here. They have started on their own 35-yard line. This, the farthest they have advanced the ball so far. Making the pitch, holding on. You got to get it to Wheeler. Wheeler on the season, an explosive runner with over 1,400 yards rushing. He will break one, if not 2 or 3. Huskies to the line here. 2nd and 6. 2 receivers to the right. They're going to try to go deep in for the end zone, diving and stretching out just beyond the outstretched arms of Colmus. Incomplete. 3rd and 6. Just a real tough night to throw that ball deep, especially right into this wind. The wind looks like it's about a crosswind right now, and it appears to be getting worse. He'll hold on to this. This is all DeVellis, and he'll stay out there because I'm sure they're going to go for this. It's going to be 4th and about a yard. Maybe a holding coming up here as the Huskies are moving their way back. We are set here. It is a 3rd down. 3rd and about 15 now for Andover. They are on the 30-yard line of Rogers. DeVellis takes that snap, looks up the middle. He wants to go deep, put some air underneath it. That's to Musungu, and just beyond his outstretched hand there. There was a case of that ball. Not a bad thrown ball at all. Put some air underneath it, but that wind captured it and it just extended. So this is going to leave 4th and 15. And the Huskies will be going for it. I can't imagine that they would punt and have a chance to throw this ball and maybe perhaps get an interference. Kanzler back there, he is of the tough D-backs as well. He also scored the touchdown earlier here for Rogers. DeVellis, three-step drop. He's got some time. Airing us out just beyond the outstretched arms again, the fingertips of Colmus. Just missed on that dive, but they'll dial it up again. A good drive and a chance there for the Huskies, but with 7:09 to go. Here in the second, they come up empty-handed, and Rogers will take the ball over on their own 30-yard line. In the second quarter, 14-0 lead, Rogers in the black, moving right to left. Lysak hands this up to Powell, and Powell tries to barrel his way ahead. Taking those short, strong strides is probably the best approach tonight. And that remedy has been successful so far, at least that formula for Rogers. Pickup of 6. Rogers screaming for one of their offensive linemen or someone to get in. Now they send somebody in late, number 51. They were looking for him earlier, and sideline went up and down screaming for him. Looks like Tyler Johnson is the player they needed in. 2nd and 4. Handoff to Powell. Powell plows his way ahead for another 2 yards. He'll be about a yard short of the first down, and they'll have a 3rd and 1 for Rogers. Coach Tom DeVellis said, hey, the 42-10 win we had against Rogers was not a 42-10 win in a game. Some things just went right at the right time for us, but we did not play in a dominant fashion during that game. Handoff, stopped behind a line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard. Yes, it is. It'll be 4th and 2. Good pursuit defensively that time. Angel again finding a crevice and a way to bust through a gap and take the Rogers running back and Powell down for a loss. I have not seen Caden Carlson in the game just yet. As I mentioned, he returned last week, had about 10 or 12 plays. Punting situation for the Rogers. Snowy conditions here in Osseo. Punt goes, hits hard, and Musunga watches it bounce. You just can't get in front of it and try to field that ball on this snowy night. Too susceptible to a fumble, so he made the right play. It just happened to get a generous hop, did Rogers, on that punt. Punt of about 42 yards, and the Huskies get another offensive set here with 4:45 to go. This last drive they had was their most successful. It didn't end up in any points, but they took the ball on all the way down to about the 25-yard line of Rogers before they were whistled for a holding penalty. And then this drive has stalled. Thanks for joining us on this QCTV telecast. We're coming from above the press box at Osseo High School. There's a handoff, breaking one, and then bracketed by the Rogers defensive line there was Wheeler. Earlier this season, I mentioned Wheeler with 185 yards against this Rogers defense. 19 carries, 3 TDs. Of course, did not have these weather conditions. Trying to air this out, arm hit, and right in stone. My, just missed right in stride that time. Ben Kopetsky that time, almost just a stretch away. I thought he might lay out, and I got to tell you, he is getting closer and closer. He, as in DeVellis, Connor DeVellis. You can tell he's not discouraged. He's a very calm leader. But he's got to stick with it because he's just missing on some of these strikes. Three-step drag. He eludes a sack. Now continues to move upfield, and he's taken down. But line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards behind, so it'll go as a sack. They came on a blitz. He was able to avoid the tackler and elude that tackler, but then he tried to take it through the center and guard, but that was well guarded. Rogers now back on the punt attempt here. Punting is Nelson. Gets this off end over end. Settling it down and tackled and knocked out of bounds there is Kanzler. Kanzler, a very dangerous punt returner. He's returned one for the distance this year, both from a kickoff and from a punt return. Well, this is going to give the Royals some very good field position. 3:25 to go here in the second. I think the snow is going to continue on through the remainder of this game. At least that's what I saw earlier in the forecast. Don't know if that's changed yet, but it could accumulate even more so during half. Rogers will try to extend their lead here. Quick pitch to the outside. Powell. There you can see that footing. He could not get it. Essentially just kind of fell towards the line of scrimmage and lost about a half a yard. Last couple of possessions, the Huskies defensive line, linebacker core has come up and make impressive plays. Been able to shut them down, but when they did face a 3rd and about 10, Rogers was able to strike on a pass 70 yards for the touchdown. Second handoff. Again, they go right up the middle. Angels there to haul him down along with Israelson. Dylan Owens, who had a big night last week, with about 12, 13 tackles against Elk River. Also part of that tandem on the tackle there for Andover. Approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Rogers will face a 3rd and 5. They are on the Andover 41-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Rotation. Now they move the tight end and the flanker to the left. Timeout is called here on Rogers. They will take the timeout. Didn't like what they were seeing, and that rotation is something they do pretty consistent. They move their power side from one side to the other by shifting the linebacker and the flanker. So, the winner of this game will be taking on Mankato West, as they were a 21-14 winner a couple of hours ago in Prior Lake. I was at that field earlier today. The game of Dassel Cokato, a 3A team, as they defeated Fairmont. On this field today here at Osseo previously, Robbinsdale. Robbinsdale a winner. And they advance to take on Matamidi. Matamidi was the other winner as they defeated Rochester Mayo. We're back at it, 1:48 to go in the first half. Rogers on the move, this Class 5A quarterfinal play. Andover in the white, snap back, quarterback moving to his left, looking to throw, trying to throw. Now he's going to cut it up and run it. Gets by one tackler and slides ahead for the first down. Still a couple of timeouts left for Rogers. Clock will keep moving as they get the ball set. 1:35 to go and a first down here for Rogers. Rogers at the Andover 33. Middle to Powell. Powell powers his way ahead. And all he gets, it was like he hit a cement wall, but he got a yard. Rogers seems content with running this down and not taking any timeouts. There's just a minute left here in the first half. 2nd and 9 for Rogers at the Andover 32-yard line. This goes to Kanzler. Kanzler tries to get her out the end. He's tripped up nicely there by the Huskies. Eppinger there, one of the tacklers. This will leave 3rd and 7, 30 seconds remaining. This will probably dictate whether or not they use another timeout if they can get this first down here. I'm guessing for Rogers. Coach Franz has been the head coach here at Rogers since the Blues started, I want to say 2003. Fakes the handoff, looking deep, trying to air it out deep. Now puts it up and incomplete. Rogers fans want interference, but that was pretty well covered. 5 seconds left, 4th down. You're probably going to see one more throw to the end zone. Rogers up by 14, trying to extend this lead before half. 5 ticks remaining. Velisek comes in, gets the call play, runs to the huddle. They are at the Husky 31-yard line. This is 4th and 7, I believe. Andover, nope, it is Rogers who's going to take the timeout.
Timeout, Rogers.
Thanks for joining us as we are high above the Osseo press box on a snowy, wintry first taste of snow accumulation here in the North Metro. It just happened to fall for this quarterfinal clash between Rogers and the Andover Huskies. Huskies come in with a mark of 10-0. An early defeat, earlier win versus Rogers this season. Rogers comes in with a record of 9-1, led by head coach Franz. Both these squads happy with the teams, the way that we're playing, coming into this quarterfinal state matchup. Here we go, 5 seconds left in the first half at the 31-yard line of Andover. Rogers getting ready to take the snap. They're up 14-0. In motion is Kanzler. Looking left, now pulling it down. Wants to throw it up at the last minute, and that is going to be out of play, and that will put an end to the first half. Rogers with a 14-0 lead over the Andover Huskies in this Class 5A quarterfinal matchup here at Osseo High School. The winner advances to the U.S. Bank downtown Minneapolis for the semifinals. We'll be back with second half play in just a moment.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka girls swimming team. They're a young team, but they're not letting that slow them down. Let's head out to the pool and take a look at the Tornadoes.
This year kind of feels more like 2019. We are more together, but still I'd say like with the practices, our practices are separate for JV and varsity. So there's still like a divide between teams, and like we still have a limited amount of people in like certain places. And it's more like the people are just trying to get back together than they were from last year where we didn't have any interaction.
It does feel a little bit more normal. Last year we were always very divided and very separate. And I didn't even get to like meet some new people last.
You see them at football games, but have you ever thought about what goes into pep band prep for each game? Let's head out onto the new turf at Huskies Stadium to learn more.
My name is James Loyacano. I am a senior at Andover High School, and I play the mellophone. Previous years I played the tenor saxophone. I've switched to brass this year to try something a little bit new.
And how do you like the switch so far?
At first it was quite difficult, not gonna lie, new technique and everything, but surprisingly I actually enjoy it right now. I've got great people in my section. I've got a lot of people who are also brass members that make it easier because they always like to give me tips and whatnot, so it's so much easier instead of just going in the blind like I've done with other things.
How long have you been with the Andover Band program?
I've been about 4 years now, joined my freshman year. Pretty much that's stayed the same as it is, except this year with the change. Otherwise, it's pretty smooth.
How's Sam as a director?
Very fun.
Yeah.
We get the job done. That's very important, and we like to have a lot of fun along the way. So it's a great experience.
So, working with Sam, is there anything you're building up to this year? Any big events?
Really, it's just to get better at being a music audition and maybe go to college and participate in a different, college band. Eau Claire looks kind of interesting, Mankato, something like that. So it would be a great way to get some experience.
I'm Deuce Freiland. I am a senior this year, and I play the trumpet in the Andover High School marching band.
And how long have you been with Andover?
I have been in the program for 3 years now. I started in 2019, and then I fell in love with it, and I've been in it ever since.
Have you always stuck with the trumpet, or have you tried different instruments?
I've always stuck with trumpet. I gotta stay close to my roots. My family was brass players. They all played trumpet, and so I just have to play trumpet too. Yes, I have been playing trumpet since 6th grade. And so, you know, my freshman year, I was offered to join, and I said no and play baseball instead. And then my freshman going into sophomore year, I was like, you know what, I want to try this out. And so I joined, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. We have a really, really strong show this year. We really do. And so I think, you know, we might go back to Yims. We're holding on to the championship, and so hopefully we can just get it. Hopefully we can get it again and, you know, be state champions for Class A. But whatever happens, happens. We had a great season so far. We're going to keep having a good season. And, you know, any outcome is a good outcome as long as we finish through and have fun.
The Rebels cross-country team is a strong group this year. They're looking to compete in their section with some of the top teams in the area.
I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with my friends because everyone on this team has a very close bond. And I'm also looking forward to the chance of going to state because I never would have thought that would ever be like a possibility at all.
Some of my goals are that I'd really like to get a personal best this year in my 5K time. And I also would like to hopefully have our team go to state.
It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna be a leader, and I really hope that I can be an inspiration for first years and everybody else.
To be a leader and to put in the most effort that I can for each practice, and to show everybody else that they can put in the effort too. My goal personally this year is to break 17 minutes, and that should set us up for going to state this year.
I think we're going to be a pretty spectacular team just based on visually what it looked like at our own home meet last Friday, where you saw packs of 2s and 3s up front in the top 15, both boys and girls. That's pretty impressive.
I originally started because of my dad. He runs marathons, and so I decided that it'd be fun to join cross country in 7th grade. And I really liked it, and I found that it was something I was good at and I could improve on, and I had a lot of friends that I made, and it was a great atmosphere.
I was doing Nordic skiing in the winter, and once I finally realized that a lot of my other friends on the team were doing track and cross country, I eventually decided to do it myself. And I stay in the sport because I really like the community-based activities and the racing atmosphere and the support that comes with this large and great community.
Girls team, I'm going to say the depth 1 through 10. It's the deepest team we've had as far as high-end quality, and not a lot of separation between numbers 1 through 7. Well, even that, based on performances on Friday, 1 through 12 was pretty tight. I think we were like 1 minute, under 1 minute between our number 1 and number 5 from their finish times. So that's phenomenal. On the boys' side, I think the other teams are going to have less expectations of us. We're going to have higher expectations of our performance, and that showed. We were 3rd on Friday, competing against a strong Hopkins team and an Orono team, which should be, well, close to being ranked. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as channel 859 and at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Osseo High School. This is the Class 5A quarterfinal. The state tournament, the winners advance to the semis at US Bank Stadium. Joe Rullan, along with the QCTV staff, we've made some modifications and decided we like it better from on top of the press box than inside. And we had some equipment issues, so thanks for your patience as we begin the second half. The Huskies in the white kicking off to Rogers. Kanzler picks it up, avoids one tackler, spins after the next, and that's where the Roger Royals, with a 14-0 lead in the black and the blue helmets, will begin their first possession of the second half. Not much from an offensive standpoint or explosion, really, but rushing 25 times, Rogers, for 109 yards passing. Just the one completion for 70 yards from Vilasek to Kanzler. That was a 70-yard TD reception. 3 attempts for just 70. Out of the gate, the Huskies, an Angel crush on that first handoff that time to Powell. He loses 5 on the play. And I can tell you, Angel looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Found the gap and put the Rogers running back down for a 5-yard loss. And you can tell the Huskies are geared up for the second half. And hey, the good news is, right for the time being, it has stopped snowing. So the good news is not much more accumulated on that field during halftime. Second down. This handoff to Powell again. He is maybe gets 2 yards. This will lead to a 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12, a throwing situation. Rogers again in that first half attempted 3 passes and completed 1 for 70 yards. Isaac, the quarterback, runs the play in. Huskies looking to get a 3 and out. 3 receivers to the left. Kanzler's the one you need to worry about here right now for Rogers. They're going to roll left, trying to find it. He gets hit and knocked back and just barely got rid of that ball. And the Huskies defense has come out with an attitude to begin this third quarter. First possession, it's a 3 and out, and whoa, what a shot he took. Did the quarterback for Rogers. His feet went higher than the helmet after he threw the ball. So 104 passing. Meanwhile, we'll get you statistics here for the Huskies offensively. Once they grab possession here, a punting situation. Rogers sends it high, punt, good situation. And Musungu tries to grab it and run with it, but goes off of his hands. He plops on top of it. Good decision to secure it. And the Huskies had just 67 yards in that first half total. Passing wise, they were through 10 times for 15 yards, and running they are 13 for 52 yards. DeVellis, the senior, leads them. He's going to take it right over the guard and moves his way ahead and plows it up. Nice, generous pickup that time for the Huskies. Pickup of about 6. That leads 2nd and 4. He'll keep it again, plow ahead. Why not? He's a big fella, 210. 6'1", 210. He's bowling over right now the Rogers defense, and there's no need to make any changes until they can prove they can stop that. Snap there as they'll reset. It'll be 2nd down. The Huskies already down to the 45-yard line in their backyard. Looking left, avoids the rush. Now he's going to tuck it down and go. Here goes DeVellis. First down and more. Lowers his head, and the Huskies are down to the 40-yard line of Rogers, and you can feel the momentum shift right now. Boy, they're coming out with a vengeance. DeVellis is the only one who's handled the ball here thus far in the second half, and that's the way you kind of want it right now. Is somebody who's built like he is, 6'1", 110, he can run the ball. 6 touchdowns running this season, and he's probably got the best footing. 2nd and 6. Huskies on the move. He's going to throw. Lines it up all alone. Touchdown! Huskies are in the house. Huskies and Musungu take it to the house on a 37-yard touchdown strike, and the Huskies have Rogers on their heels. First possession of the second half. They 3-and-out Rogers as they come out to start the second half. And you can feel Omo coming to the side of the Huskies. I'll confirm, but I think that was to Musungu. DeVellis to Musungu. Snap, spot, kick is up and right up the middle. That kick is good by Aaron Peterson. Thank you. Huskies have cut their 14-point deficit in half. As you can feel a shift in this game, and the Rogers team has to now be thinking, let's get this thing back. How can we get at it? Let's get back to what we did well in that first quarter. And the first thing they did well was they got a turnover and went 45 yards for the touchdown. That is Rogers. Peterson getting ready to kick off here. The Huskies drive that 60 yards for the touchdown. Each of those snaps and each of those plays to start the second half evolved from the hand of DeVellis. Alone, he probably had 20 yards on the ground, and then he capped it with a 37-yard touchdown pass to Sammy Musungu. Coming to you live above the press box at the Osseo Athletic Field. Wouldn't want it any other way. Here's a kickoff, and this one almost settles and stops, and just finally trying to pick it up and move it ahead was Kanzler. He's fortunate. Get it? Nice pickup. Kuznio with the tackle there. Nice kickoff. Motion there by the Huskies. So here comes Rogers out for their second possession of the second half. They were 3-and-out their first time. They had a 14-0 lead. Went 3-and-out. Huskies came down, converted, and put it in touchdown. From nowhere comes Angel again. He's flying around and making outstanding plays. The energy and the play of Angel has really fueled some momentum for the Huskies. It's the exact same play of the first handoff of that second half. So it's this one just a 3-yard loss for Rogers. Angel moving around, and now this time Israelson's going to shoot a gap. And you can see that Angel's moving left and right. Angel and Israelson, the team leader in sacks as a linebacker. He and Angel, pretty much 1 and 2 on tackles on the season, are finding their gaps and just firing while the other covers. 3rd and 8. Another 3-and-out. Could be dire straits here for Rogers, as the Huskies certainly have the momentum right now. Keeping an eye here for Kanzler in motion. Receiver moving left to right. That's Caden Carlson. They're going to hand this one up the middle, and they'll be short of the first down by at least 3 yards. So 2 consecutive 3-and-outs for Rogers. And how quickly this the feel of the game has taken Carlson, who, again, in the first matchup against Andover, had about 110 yards in a half a play and also a touchdown, but he left that game after he tore his small intestine. Missed the remainder of the season and just came back for a few plays last week. This is an Andover end punt, and Huskies have no one back. Rogers will settle the puck, or excuse me, settle the ball here with the snow and the cold. It feels a little hockey-ish. And Andover will take over. You can hear the Roger fans below us trying to urge on. And the team as well fire up their squad. Rogers in that first half, they were really daring Andover to try to throw the ball and beat them, and they did it here to start the second half on the 37-yard strike to Musungu. 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Huskies will hand this off to Wheeler. Wheeler tries to get around the side. It's just so difficult to cut. He's a strong alley runner, is Wheeler. He runs so well. However, with this surface and this snow and this ice, you're best going north and south. Hence, that's what DeVellis did on the last drive. DeVellis waiting for the snap. Pistol formation. Two receivers to the left. He wants to air it out, and he's brought down for a sack. DeVellis is brought down, and that'll be about a 3-yard loss on the sack. Oh, no, I guess it'll move it back about 5 yards. 3rd and 15. Now for Andover on their own 18. In motion, Kopetsky. They're going to air this, trying to send it deep, and Kopetsky that time cut under on his route. Couldn't stretch it out, so Huskies are 3 and out. Under 5 to go here in this third quarter. The Huskies have struck first to cut the deficit to just 7, 14-7. But now are 3 and out and will be punting. Again, Huskies in that first half, just 67 yards. They almost eclipsed that on their first drive in the third quarter, about 60 yards, and scored the touchdown. This punt high in the air, end over end. Huskies will grab it, hold on to it there. It's about the 44-yard line of Andover. Total yards for Rogers, 179 total yards for Rogers in that first half. 109 of those coming on the ground, and another 70 coming on their one completion to Kanzler for the touchdown. So here they go. Rogers much better field position here at Andover 44. They're going to try to throw. Throwing it up, and a chance on the pickoff, and almost intercepted. No, it was Knox who pulled it at the last minute. Kopetsky was there, and I got to tell you, getting lit up consistently at quarterback upon release is Vilasek. The last couple of times he's tried to throw the ball, he barely gets it off, and that time, when he's throwing, he's getting hit. That time it was almost picked off, so Rogers tried to mix things up a little bit and throw on first down. Second down here, handoff to Powell. Powell will plunge ahead for a pickup of about 2. This certainly 4-down territory for Rogers, and coming back in, the ever so dangerous Owen Kanzler, number 6. This will leave 3rd and about 9 for Rogers. Pretty almost certain that Rogers will. This is 4-down territory, so this 3rd down could set up their 4th down. Going to roll to the right. They set up some extra blocking. Shovel it ahead. Hard stick and move back. He's short of the first down by about 2 yards. close to crossing that line of scrimmage was the Rogers quarterback as he shuffled it ahead to his fullback, Kyle Jackson. And this will leave a 4th and about a yard. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left here in this third quarter. Receivers split to both sides, flanker in motion, left to right. Snap comes back, handoff, plugged up the middle, and he gets the second. He's short. He is short. Rogers is shut down on their 3rd consecutive possession. What a fury of tackling and defensive line surge there for the Huskies. A host of them, and I'll tell you what, Powell kept moving. He got hit twice very hard and kept moving. I thought with his 3rd effort he was going to lunge ahead for that first down. Kudos to Powell and his effort, but the Huskies defense had it covered. They'll take over. Good field position. They are at their own 36-yard line. DeVellis barks out the singles. Takes this one right up the middle, and that's a good pop there. Just moving him straight north and south. When you have to try to start and stop and move from one side to the other on this turf with kind of a mixture of both snow and ice, and now it's becoming more ice. Excuse me. Snap back, DeVellis wants to go long. He lays this up, trying to find Wheeler. Wheeler had 2 Rogers players following him, but he couldn't find the ball. Look left, look right. This will leave 3rd and 8. This, the Class 5A quarterfinal matchup, the last game here to be decided for Class 5A. All others are set. 2:37 to go in this third quarter. Andover's down by a touchdown. Rolling to the right, throwing back, completed, ahead, Kopetsky has it to the 40, to the 30. They lose another tackler. He's down to the 30, and Ben Kopetsky, his first reception of the game, and he leaves a linebacker for Rogers stumbling, coming off, looks a little shaken up. Looks like Kyle Jackson is going to need to come off. Huskies quickly to the line. They want to capitalize. Now looking to go deep. Sets it across. Open. Kalmas. Touchdown Huskies. Another strike. DeVellis to Kalmas. And the Huskies are back to within 1 of tying this up with 2:19 to go here in this third quarter. Wow. What a connection on a cold, cold night. It's DeVellis sitting back in that pocket, looking warm and heating it up. And connecting with Kalmas, who had at least 5 yards in which he was behind the cornerback for Rogers. A big strike there for the Huskies. The extra point here to tie it. Snap, spot, kick, and we are knotted up. This feels like a mountain for the Huskies, in which they have overcome a 14-point deficit. They could muster little, if any, offense in that first half. In fact, just 67 yards. And already they have doubled that yardage output and also point production. 14-14, what a contest we have here. Right now, Rogers getting ready to receive with 2:19 to go, and the Huskies are in the zone. It really started with some great defensive play on that defensive line, the linebacking play. Angel thrust his way through, threw his body around, picked up a couple of big tackles for losses. You could see that kind of inspire the troops, and then DeVellis just moving that ball north and south, and a couple of long pass connections. Rogers is almost daring them to throw that ball deep in the first half, and the Huskies are cashing in here in the second half. 14-14, this, the Class 5A quarterfinal playoff coming to you from Osseo High School as the Rogers Royals getting ready to receive the kickoff from Andover with 2:19 to go here in the third. The winner advances to the bank. U.S. Bank for the semifinals in Class 5A. Here's the kick. Picked up, and they try to move it to another side here. Going from left to right was Rogers. And Rogers fans are yelling for some sort of penalty, but it looked like a good tackle there. Well, let's see how Rogers can counter. Right now, they have yet to pick up a first down here in this second half. Had tremendous field position the last time, unable to hit it. Trying to shoot a gap, jamming that pocket. Boy, you can see the linebackers daring right now Rogers to throw the ball as they are bringing 8 players almost right into that box, led by Israelson, Eppinger, Angel. You're also seeing the corners come up and that defensive line playing phenomenal. This will leave 2nd and 9. In motion, Carlson trying to left to right. They take it up the middle again. Powell picks up a modest 2 yards. They try to send Caden Carlson in motion. Trying to give it. They're kind of using him more as a decoy. He's an extremely talented back, but that injury was a torn small intestine. It just takes time to heal, and that's a painful injury. We're at a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Kanzler is split out. There's 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd and 7. He's going to try to throw. Rush is coming in. They're going to try to screen. Picked up and put down on the screen. No progress as he's whistled down at about the line of scrimmage. They were fortunate that pass was not picked off and taken back. Huskies, for the 4th consecutive possession, do not allow Rogers to get a first down. Another 3 and out. 42 seconds left here in the third. Huskies wanted to put some pressure. High punt goes back. Musungu is there, just more for security in case that ball really takes an aggressive hop. 31 seconds left here in this third quarter, and the Andover Huskies are back on offense. This is their 4th possession of the second quarter, or here the second half, here in the third. Trying to get some of these handoffs into play, the running plays to work. That requires a lot of footwork and cutting. Has about been boarded altogether. It's been more just straight north and south by DeVellis, and then some passes. 31 seconds. That's what remains, and the timeout is called by, I believe, Coach Tom DeVellis. Of course, DeVellis in his 2nd season with the Huskies. They went undefeated last year in his 1st season, and so far at 10-0 this season. Of course, last year with COVID, they went through sections and they didn't have a state tournament, but the Huskies did win their section. An offense that has outscored their opponents 423 to 155 on the season. Last time these two teams met was a 42-10 win for Andover. Rogers here now on defense, looking to see a quick pitch, and now a quick toss to Wheeler. They try just a little different variation here where it doesn't require him to cut back towards DeVellis. And they do a quick pitch, and he's just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That is Wheeler. Wheeler on the season, over 25 touchdowns. The Huskies averaging 195 yards on the ground. DeVellis steps back, he's gonna throw, going deep, getting separation, completed! What a catch! Oh, they say he dropped it at the last minute. What an extension there by Wheeler. He used that right hand to kind of chip it back to him, and it almost brought it right back into the abdomen area. And when he hit the ground, it came loose. Just missed on that strike. And the Huskies just missed by inches a couple of times in that first half. They're sticking with that plan and getting at it. This will be 3rd and 10. Make it 3rd and 11 for the Huskies. They're on their own 23-yard line. 16 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They'll fake the handoff. They're going to throw some loft under this to Musungu, and over the top. Good defensive play there by Rogers. As extremely well played. That time DeVellis tried to put a little air under and let the speedy Sammy Musungu get underneath it. He did, but defensively was well played by Rogers. 10 seconds left here in this third quarter. We are knotted up at 14-14. Huskies back to punt. The ever so dangerous Kanzler back to receive this punt. Setting it up, coming up, taking it on that first hop. Kanzler tries to run over Kopetsky, but Kopetsky puts him down, and that will end the third quarter. When we start the fourth quarter, it's going to be the Rogers Royals with the possession at their own 47-yard line. We are tied up. What an exciting quarterfinal matchup. 14-14, fourth quarter coming your way in just a moment. Okay, we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. We have just started the fourth quarter. Rogers in the black moving right to left. This is the Class 5A quarterfinal matchup, and the Huskies have been so stingy in that third quarter. They did not allow a Rogers first down. 14-14 tie, 2 strikes in the air for the Huskies to tie it up. One to Kalmus, the Rocket Kalmus. Meanwhile, the other to Sammy Musungu. Rogers in that third quarter, 8 rushes, just 10 yards passing on the day. They're just 4 of 10. Most of those completions. The one big completion was a 70-yarder to Kanzler in that first half. The other 2 completions were just screen passes. Looking at a 2nd and 8. Rogers takes the snap. They collide in the background. Coming from behind. It's a fumble. It's a strip. The Huskies pounce on it and have it. It started awry from the beginning as Vilasek that time collided with the running back after the snap. That gave the Huskies blitzer a chance to come in. That may have been Angel again. Clobbered him from the back, stripped it when he tried to sack him. The Huskies pounce on it and they get their best field possession of the game right now. They are at the Rogers 45. DeVellis hangs on and takes it right up the middle for a pickup of almost 20 yards. Oh my, you can feel the shift taking place here. Huskies, instead of trying to run in rounds and keep it and cutting back and forth, are just going with that power of DeVellis. And he takes another one right up the middle, gets behind his offensive line and picks up another 4. You know, he's just setting it up for another touchdown opportunity here if it's via pass or run. They'd love to get that ball into Wheeler's hands, but the amount of cutting and shifting and trying to change directions is just not feasible. The snow has let up here as we started this third quarter. Some light flurries as we begin the fourth. Welcome, Joe rolling along with the QCTV staff. Handoff around the side. This time it's going to go to Audette. And Audette is a very strong runner at tight end, but a punishing runner, and punishing after he receives the catch as well as a receiver. 9:50 remaining here in the fourth. This is the 5A quarterfinal matchup. The winner advances to the semifinals. The U.S. Bank. DeVellis looks to the side. Now waiting for the snap. 3rd and 5. He'll hold it, look, has a receiver cutting up the middle, and it is a touchdown! The Huskies to the house for their 3rd touchdown reception here in the second half. What a connection. DeVellis from 22 yards out gives the Huskies their first lead of this quarterfinal matchup, and you can feel the shift in the momentum. And DeVellis and the Andover Huskies have taken a 20-14 lead. On for the extra point, Peterson. 9:19 to go here in the fourth. Snap, spot, kick is up, and that is good. No, they say he missed it to the left. Just to the left. So maybe I can give Rogers some life as well, as hey, Coach Franz is just a phenomenal coach. As Franz has been there since the start of the program, the start of the school. And this is a team that will not give up, this Rogers squad. Huskies in that third quarter alone had 9 attempts and 90 yards receiving and 2 touchdown passes. They ran the ball 7 times for 31. The first half altogether, they just had 67 yards. So they almost duplicated that in the third quarter. And now to start this fourth quarter, it's a touchdown pass, the 3rd of the second half. So 3 different receivers. Kopetsky pulls down the last one. I'll tell you, he high-pointed that ball so well, and it was a perfect throw by DeVellis. So Musungu, Kopetsky, and Kalmus have the 3 touchdown receptions here in the second half. Here's a big gap. Gansler, he has received and gone the distance, and he's taken this one to the house. the second time this season as Kanzler takes the kickoff and takes it to the house to tie it up. What a surge. Wow. That was a lane. He did not get touched all the way down on that kickoff return. And Royals now get a spark from that kickoff to tie this up. They can regain the lead with this extra point. Tied at 20-20, 9:07. I'll tell you, Kanzler probably took maybe 7-8 seconds. Snap, spot, kick is up, and Rogers has regained the lead, 21-20. What a phenomenal second half in this Class 5A quarterfinal matchup. Coming to you at QCTV. Just when the Huskies took their first lead of this quarterfinal matchup, Kanzler and Rogers answers with a kickoff return that goes the distance. You mentioned he is such an athlete, Kanzler. He can score a lot of different ways as a receiver, as a running back. You mentioned he's got a punt return for a touchdown. This is his second kickoff return for a touchdown this season. Well, 10-0 Andover in the white, waiting to receive the kick from Rogers with a 1-point lead. As Rogers in the black and the blue helmets have regained their lead. At one point, a 14-point lead. Kickoff goes high, deep, takes a bounce into the end zone. Good call there by Wheeler. On a day like this, you want to be able, with the snow on the ground and the slickness, if you can't catch that kickoff on the run and secure it, it's very dangerous to kind of stop, set your footing, have it take a bounce off your hands and feet. Huskies will get another opportunity here. Their second possession here in the fourth quarter. Their first resulted in a touchdown pass. DeVellis to Kopetsky. Three receivers to the right. They better snap. 2 seconds left. They get it. Handoff around the left side. Now getting some yardage. The longest probably run of the day, or evening rather, for Wheeler. There's a pickup of 6. If there's one thing you gotta like, it's the poise of that quarterback, Connor DeVellis. Sets the team, calms it, gets everything right. 2 receivers to the left and right. DeVellis wants to take this up the middle. Initial tackle, but he rolls ahead maybe for a yard. That'll lead us with a 3rd and about 4. Audette moves from his right to his left. 8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the fourth. The Huskies down by 1. Flare out, that's to Sammy Musungu. Musungu gets ahead, and I think he's got enough for the first down. Just enough as he lunged ahead and dove for the markers, and that's going to be a Husky first down. At the 30, 8 minutes, 20 seconds left. Huskies and DeVellis. Pistol formation, 3 receivers to the left. Timeout called here. Rogers calls that timeout. 8 minutes, 13 seconds to go. The Huskies rallied from 14 down to tie it up late in the third quarter. And then they took their first lead on the lead on the first touchdown pass, third touchdown pass rather, getting a little cold up top on the press box. But his third touchdown pass of the second half, DeVellis to Kopetsky from about 22 yards out. Huskies missed the extra point, but took their first lead of the game at 20-14. The ensuing kickoff, unfortunately, went to Kanzler. The kid is magic with the ball, as Kanzler was not touched as he went the distance. And with the extra point, Rogers recaptured this 1-point lead. That's where we are right now here with 8 minutes, 13 seconds left in this fourth quarter, quarterfinal play, Class 5A. A quick out to Musungu. That's incomplete. Got to leave 2nd and 10. Musungu a little sore getting up, calling for somebody to come in. And they're just going to tell him to sit. Or an injury timeout. Did some damage to his foot. Leg here is hobbling, and training staff coming over to take a look. And Musungu, the team leader in touchdown receptions this season. Like to have him back out there, and when you have 3 receivers to the left and another 2 him alone on the right, that creates some nice one-on-one spacing. Well, the Huskies defense, they've been as explosive as the offense at creating turnovers. And they finally got a turnover on a sack to the quarterback by Lancic. And they were able to capitalize that and convert that into a touchdown pass a couple of minutes later. DeVellis on the season, 1,741 yards, 24 touchdown passes, has an interception today, his 3rd of the season. 2nd down, 10. They're coming in with a blitz. They've got a receiver right up the middle. Kopetsky has it! The reception! He put it right into his shirt pocket. What an accurate toss by DeVellis. And Kopetsky is brought down at the 31-yard line. You could tell Rogers was really asking him to throw the ball in that first. They just knew they were having some problems, but now they've connected. DeVellis takes it up the middle here and maybe gets a yard. 7:50 remaining here in this fourth quarter. As this game has gotten longer, the Huskies appear to have gotten stronger as they are on the move down to the 31-yard line of Rogers. 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. In motion, Kopetsky sets it up, a screen pass to Wheeler. Kind of a dangerous toss that time. It went extremely high, and the cornerback was coming in trying to see if he could either disrupt that pass or get the interception, which could have been a pick 6. 4 down territory, I'm quite certain, here for Andover. They're down by 1. 7:15 remaining, and this is 3rd and 10. DeVellis looks to the side. Deneke now in, number 87 for Musungu. In motion is Kopetsky, right to left. Snap comes back. Across this toss. I don't know where that toss was going, but it's an interception for Rogers. 2nd interception of the game for DeVellis, his first, but we've got a holding penalty on Andover, which is going to be declined. And now Rogers will take over with 7:11 to go here in the fourth quarter. All they're looking at is how to get a first down. I do not believe they've been able to get that first down here in this second half. One of the players down might be, I can't see if it's number 8 or number 6 from here. For Rogers as they come limping off. It's neither. It's probably number 9, I believe. Looks like it could be Dylan Jackson. So here's the story. 21-20 lead for Rogers. This is the Class 5A quarterfinal. They try and end around, and that's Kanzler who breaks the tackle. He's piled up, and the Huskies are flying and throwing bodies around once again. It was that defense effort that really inspired. You could see them kind of dictate that tempo to start the second half. And they started again here. A loss of 1 on the play for Rogers, and in comes Vilasic. Gets the call, runs back and forth just about every play to get that call. 6:30 remaining. Up the middle, handoff, and trying to hook it off and stopping once, and Kanzler moves ahead. Pinballs his way near a first down. Nice run. Huskies get him down, but not before he collects the first down. I believe that's the first down of the second half for Rogers. 6:20 remaining. They are in no rush to take a snap. This Huskies offense can put up points in a hurry, and they do not need much time. Rogers, again, will consume as many seconds as they can. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Snap back, low, handoff, and sealed off. Huskies not only at this point looking to make that tackle and secure it, but also maybe get that fumble. They have moved Kanzler to a primary running back spot. I would too, the way that he can run. He's been the one back who has been a spark here this whole second half for the Rogers squad. 2nd and 10. Snap is high. They hand it back to the left side, tackled and brought down. Gain of about 4. This is going to lead 3rd and 6 with 5 minutes to go in this fourth. Huskies in dire need of another defensive stance here. Quarterback comes in with the play. By the time they snap it, it'll be close to 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Rogers in the black, moving right to left. They get the snap, drop back. Receivers there, trying to go over the middle and dropping, missing a hand and deflecting is Kopetsky. Again, they were trying to dial up Kanzler one more time. Kopetsky and the Huskies had him well guarded. Not only is it an incomplete pass, it stops the clock. 4 minutes, 32 seconds left. Now back is Weston Knox to receive this punt for Andover. 4th and 6. Huskies can ill afford a penalty here, so they're going to wait, make sure they punt it, don't jump offside. Knox watches this punt go and instructs his teammates to stay clear. Andover will get another possession and a chance to take the lead with 4:24 to go here in the fourth. And this is Class 5A high school football. The quarterfinals of the state tournament. The winners will advance to the semifinals to take on Mankato West at US Bank Stadium in the semifinals next week. Huskies 10-0. Led onto the field by DeVellis Rogers at 9-1, ready to counter. They have the 1-point lead, the Royals. DeVellis, quick shot, turns, ends it up. That's Knox. Oh, excuse me, that's Kopetsky. And the Huskies could probably work that formula all the way down the field. 2nd and 4 on the first pass and a pickup of 6. DeVellis fakes the pass, wants to put it down and run ahead, and he gets about a yard. So it'll be 3rd and about 4 now for Andover with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. The wind still pretty much a crosswind. It's blowing from the Andover side of the bench to the Rogers side. Third and 4. 3 receivers to the right for Andover. Snap back to DeVellis. DeVellis, quick out. Kopetsky has it. Breaks the tackle. Moves ahead and he's inside Rogers territory. Kopetsky has been a go-to resource receiver for DeVellis here in the second half. Approaching 3 minutes. Defense jumped off first, and then the offense jumped off, and Sammy Musunga is going to pull himself out as he limps off the field. Deneke will come in for him. Huskies are moved back 5 yards. 1st and 15. They are now at their own 46-yard line. DeVellis gets that signal from the bench and now ready to take the snap. Gets it from Frostley. He'll take it right almost over Frostley. Picks up about 6 yards. Offensive line, you cannot say enough about their performance here in this second half, as they have given DeVellis some gaps to run and also protection. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Huskies with 2 timeouts left. 2nd and 10. They are at the 50-yard line. They trail by a point, 21-20. DeVellis getting ready to take this snap. Sends it up the middle, sends it up to Audette, and he has a defender draped all over him, and they're going to say incomplete. With that size, if that ball had even been just maybe underthrown another 3 feet, Audette had some great containment and size to take advantage of it. This is 3rd and 11. 50-yard line. DeVellis has 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Rogers is starting to play up a little sharper now, the safety back 10 yards. He's going to throw this deep, trying to air it out way over the head. Receiver, and this time I got to think you're going to go for it, as DeVellis takes a hard shot at the end of that play. Timeout has been whistled, an equipment timeout, or is it? Both teams still have 2 timeouts remaining. And I'm not sure if it was an injury Timeout to, it looks like maybe number 9, who was shaken up at the end of that last possession. But they have yet to decide or announce who will be charged with this timeout. I don't think they're going to. They just thought it was an injury, so 9, I think, had to come off the field. And this leaves a 4th and 11. Develops. Leads the Huskies to the line. Pistol formation. 3 receivers to the right. Gets the snap. Wants to make the throw. He does. It's a throwback to Kopetsky. Overthrown him. So at the 50-yard line, it will be Rogers who will take possession. With 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Andover still with 2 timeouts remaining. I would bet every possession here will go through Kanzler. Be a handoff if it's a short pass. He has been their igniter for any offensive motion here this evening. At the 50-yard line, in motion, moving left to right. Handoff goes right up the middle of Powell. He picks up 4. And a timeout is called by Andover. At first they pointed to Rogers. So that's going to leave 2nd and 6 as Rogers has the 1-point lead. The difference so far, a missed extra point by Andover after their 3rd touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Huskies at that time took a 6-point lead, and then the kickoff went to Kanzler, and Kanzler took it the distance from there. That lead lasted for about 5 to 10 seconds for Andover, and then Rogers made their extra point. And so far, there's the difference. 1:58 remaining. This, the Class 5A quarterfinal thriller. Rogers in the black, moving right to left. At one point, a 14-point lead ahead at half. 2nd and 6. Handoff. Brought back. Powell for the loss. They try to strip it. He lunges ahead. Nice second effort to pick up 2 yards, and that's going to leave a 3rd and 4. And the Huskies call their last timeout. And they marked the ball actually back a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 5. If you're the Huskies defense, all eyes are on Kanzler. They'll try to get the ball into his hands. They, passing wise, they've completed a screen or 2, but otherwise anything that's been completed, the biggest one was a 70-yard strike to Kanzler. He has 2 of their 3 touchdowns for the Royals. 4 down territory here. I can't imagine that they would punt it with Rogers if they can't convert here. I would imagine that they are going to be trying to run this ball so they can continue to take ticks off the clock. Critical play of the game here. 4th quarter, 1:53 remaining. Rogers ready to snap. 3rd and 5, and a handoff to the left side, short. About 2 yards short of the first down. That was Powell. This is going to leave a 4th and 1. I'm going to guess that Rogers will work this down to the very last second on the play clock before they call a timeout. Be shocked if they run a play without a timeout. 15 seconds left on the play clock, and the Huskies are going to be in need of a dire stop here. The defense has not allowed a touchdown here in the second half. It was a special teams score for Rogers that gave them the 1 point lead, or the only touchdown here in the second half. So just as we thought, timeout. 1:05. Let me set the picture here. 1:05 remaining here in this fourth quarter. They have added a number 5 here to the mix. Has Rogers. I have not seen much from this number 5. It's Pearson. But he joins the huddle for Rogers. Meanwhile, the Huskies break it. The one thing that they are going to be told is watch the ball, do not jump offside. Here it comes, a play of the season for both of these teams. The winner advances to the semifinals, Class 5A. 4th and 1 for Rogers. 1:05 remaining fourth. They take the snap, handoff, Ganster, he gets it and more. Surges ahead for the first down. And that will give the Rogers probably more than likely the win here with 55 seconds. They'll take the knee in a victory formation. Huskies still looking, hey, perhaps they get the bad snap. They're working the clock down, 10 seconds. 35 seconds remaining. Snap goes bound, takes the knee. And they will not have to take another snap. The Roger Royals knock off the undefeated Andover Huskies. They came in 10-0. They take their first loss under Coach DeVellis, and it's a tough one. At Osseo High School here in the Class 5A quarterfinal, a 1-point loss, a missed extra point for Huskies from tying this thing in. Meanwhile, great effort by both of these squads. Congratulations to the Roger Royals as they take home a 21-20 win, 5A quarterfinals, and now advance to U.S. Bank to play in the semifinals against West Mankato. Huskies, a tremendous year, a great year to be proud of, and the successes that they have had. Thanks for joining us tonight on the QCTV. Great to bring it to you from the top of the press box at Osseo High School. 21-20 win for Rogers over the Andover Huskies in Class 5A quarterfinal play. From QCTV and the staff and the whole team, have yourself a major league, even in a minor league prize.